Good morning and welcome to Morning Brew. And let's see here. Let's go to the chat at 419. What the hell were you doing? The problem is they still give me the old times. It hasn't updated. So you'll have to forgive me. At 519, Bird said kabla. At 546, Dave G. Sound said good morning. At 543, Kronos said first. Then let's all have some cake. And Kronos said, Captain Treco, just get started already. So but I'd already put in the link before I'd even noticed what he said. And so then let's see here. I'm going to listen just for a second. And there we go. My headphones were turned down. Okay. Anyhow, so I put in the link. Then Kronos said, "Oh, now you're saying I'm early. Wow. Okay. So I was getting ready to put in the link. Kronos said, let's get started already. Okay, I put it in the link. I said, starting shortly. Okay. And then, of course, the chat jumps like a piece of crap it is. Okay. Yeah, there's one thing, Mike. Yeah. I don't believe you, Kronos. Wow, you be early. Yeah, I'm early. You wanted me on early. I'm early. Ha. And good morning, Shadowcat. And Yvette said good morning to everyone. 47 Yorktown in an unusual late fashion said good morning from Eastern Canada. And Yvette said coffee time. And Kronos says hey to Shadowcat and Yvette. And Shadowcat says Kapla to Kronos. And Kronos says, oh no, the bird. And Shadowcat says, congratulations on hitting the 300 plus subs. Thank you. And Kronos says, hello to 47 Yorktown. And let's see here. And I actually threw in the link before I started, thinking that maybe somebody would come up. Hey, I thought this would be a novel idea. I'll throw out the link. Maybe somebody will click it. Oh, well. And doing good. How are you, Shadowcat? Well, I can't say I'm actually good right now. I'm kind of hurting, but that's life. Otherwise, doing well. Oh, and before I begin, and no, Kronos, not the Great Link. You know what damn link I'm talking about. Now, before I begin, so here's the new schedule. Monday, I'm going to be on Michael T's stream. I am not having my own stream in the morning. If I do, it will be on later. On Tuesdays, I am going to have a hard cutoff time of 9, well, 10, whatever. 10 a.m. Central. Or no, whatever the hell it is. I don't know anymore. I'm going to have an appointment at 9:30, so I have to be out of here by 9. Ugh, fuck's sake, my brain is not working. I'm barely on my first cup of coffee. Uh, Ton of spanners in here. Where are you? And I'm glad, well, at least you're okay. Okay, you must be in New Zealand, Australia, somewhere. Um, no, no. I'm not sure where you're at, Shadow Cat. So, don't know. Yes, I have my coffee. Barely. Okay, as I say, I'm going to be off on Monday on this channel unless I decide to have something later. On Tuesday, I'm going to have a hard shut off time, whatever, of 9 a.m. Central because I have a doctor's appointment at 9:30. I cannot. And the only other time I could have it is at like, whatever. I can't really push it back an hour, which I'd like to do. And I'm going to see about doing, at least for future appointments. As far as the rest of the week, they will be open. Tuesday, I may or may not have a second morning brew, depending on how I'm feeling. So, just to let you know. And let's see here. Shadowcat has boxes of cats. Would that be for Yosef? I don't think Yosef's here yet. And good morning, King of Loins of Passion. Uh, Beautiful fans, happy Tuesday or happy Star Trek Tuesday. Love to you all. Well, awesome. And Shadowcat is in the UK. Um, and Carlos says, wow, that's Loiny. Okay, then I will. I hate these long names, by the way. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm an ass, I know. I like having some back and just called by one name. Kronos, Yvette, Bird, you know. 47 Yorktown is an exception, obviously. And good morning, Stone Cold Jeremy. But anyhow, like I said, today is the day I have to have my hard shut off time because, yeah, I got to get ready to go to the doctor. So I actually have to have time to. Here's the funny thing, I always have the clothes ready to go anyhow, so it doesn't take me time to look for something to wear. And let's see here. Good morning, PCAT. And I'm going to put the link back in the chat because obviously the chat's been a little active this morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. It does help the numbers. If you haven't already, please like and share the stream out. And if you're not already, please subscribe. Now, this is definitely not a typical show. I don't usually go on for however long and talk about whatever. I know that there are other YouTubers out there that can talk about any single topic for an hour or whatever. That's not me. If you're looking for Doomcock or Loki or Bird of Prey 5, yeah, it is Satan's channel. Well, except Bird's on here usually on the panel. But if you expected me to be like them, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. And good afternoon, Yvette.
Good morning, Captain Sir, reporting for duty as always. It's
I
morning
appreciate
here.
it. Whatever. I don't know. I forget the time hasn't changed yet, sir. For fuck's sake, my brain's still waking up.
Ah, bless you. Just
It's
checking
11
you.
o'clock. I know.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It is. So,
Okay. It's
as
morning for
you
you.
were sort
It's. Go
yes,
ahead.
yeah. I was
It's
just trying to think of something. I hadn't told the chat that might be quite funny. One of my stories, or disasters rather, might amuse a few people if you want.
all
Or
right.
not.
Go for it. No. I'm
Um.
going to see here. I'm going to read out Bird of Prey's chat just before you say. I'm going to. Okay. That's not what I. And there's a pirate behind you, and he will force you off the plank every second you stop talking. Yeah, shut up, Bird. Everybody says, shut up, Wesley. Shut up, Bird. Go for it, Yvette.
Okay, well, I think I've told the story of the worst day of my life before. I know I've done it, I think, on Jedi Bills, so most of you will have heard that one. But I do have another one that was pretty catastrophic at the time. Um, my parents had a place in Spain, and I was 16, dressed in stiletto high heels, and we went out, a few of us, just for a drink, etc. We did that when we were young. It wasn't such a big thing then. Anyway, I managed to completely miss seeing a manhole cover that was uncovered. I went straight down
Ooh.
it. By the time my friends had managed to get me out, um, I was okay, bit wobbly, obviously, and they took me to the nearest bar. And unfortunately, a lot of the bars in Menace are downstairs. So my friends went first, and I was following behind, and I lost my footing and took them all out as we went down. And we all landed in a heap on the floor. Luckily, no one broke a bone, which I'm damn surprised about, but I do bounce quite easily. But yes, that wasn't a good night for me. Yeah, manhole, man, you just can't make this up, can you?
No, no, no.
No,
Well,
I can't see the chat, so God knows.
well, my experience with a manhole cover was one that was not properly put on, and
Ah,
so when my car tire hit it, there was a
ow,
slash. Yeah.
yeah.
Therefore, yeah. Fortunately, I was on my way or going in the direction of uh, a Walmart, so I didn't have to go very far. I just had to slow down a little bit. People were
Oh,
I did the polite thing. I turned on my flashers. People were still
ah,
honking at me. It's like, look, you fuck what? I'm driving on a goddamn flat tire. What do you want me to do?
you got your hazard lights on. What are you, all morons? You can see I'm in having problems here.
It's like, the
Well,
hazard lights are on for a reason. I'm going slow. There's a reason. Now, I get pissed when people go slow on the road. But if they have their hazard lights on, they're giving an indication there's a damn reason for it. They're not just a moron.
Definitely. Unfortunately, I have no excuse. I'm just clumsy.
No, you have an excuse. Some moron didn't do their job. I'm sorry.
I was the only one that fell down it.
Okay, that's fortunate that you were the only one that fell down it. Unfortunately, you were the one that fell down it. However, that manhole cover should have been there. Therefore, some moron did not do their job.
You do have a point, Captain. I've never really thought about it that way. I just thought, if anyone's going to fall down a manhole, it's going to be me. And it was.
And it was. But as I said,
yeah,
I'm sorry. Somebody didn't do their job. And a supervisor
You're absolutely right.
should have noticed something. So, yeah, there's at least one person to blame for what happened to you. Now, what happened to after that?
To my
friends were idiots.
Yeah,
your friends were idiots. Oh no, that wasn't your fault. That was their fault for taking you to damn bar, going downstairs, and not walking with you. That was their damn fault.
Yeah, I think they paid for it. I mean, I literally, I didn't get a bruise because I landed on top of all of them. So, but I was already bruised where I landed in the manhole. So, yeah, that's a memorable night for me.
In the USA, you would have gotten 50 lawyers to take the missing manhole cover case, and would have gotten a big cash settlement.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, we don't think about that like that here. I'm just one of these clumsy people these things happen to. But you're right. You're absolutely right, Captain. It is the person's fault for not putting the manhole cover back on. So
I mean, there are people there are people that will sue here in the U.S. for things that are their own damn fault. I mean, they are that stupid. Let's see here. Number one, and why McDonald's coffee cups now have to have the caution extremely hot. You had a woman who was stupid enough to put coffee between her fucking legs, take the top off in order to put something in the coffee. Now, the good thing that came out of that is now McDonald's gives you the option of adding stuff to it before you get it.
Yep. I think I actually read about that.
And I do think that McDonald's should have done that before. And then, of course, you're going to have people like that Gorilla Glue chick who will sue for things. But yes, you've got people that are idiots that are suing for things that are their own fucking fault.
Yep.
God bless the USA. Our education system has gone to fucking hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't say ours is doing very well either over here. Neither.
And yes, PCAT says McDonald's coffee lawsuit was a disgrace. I hate serving on juries, but I do wish I could vote against that moron. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And Frog T says there's more to it. Well, okay. let me put it to you this way. The fact that she put hot coffee between her legs and opened it up proves she's a fucking idiot.
I concur.
I don't know a single car. I don't know a single car that does not have at least one cup holder. If you have anything
Correct.
older than like, okay, if you're driving a 1970s car, which I don't think she was, okay, you don't have it. But most modern cars have at least one cup holder, specifically for the driver. And most of them have two for the front seat passenger as well. So, yeah, no, there's no excuse. You put it in the cup holder, you take the coffee lid off. Then you add it. If you're stupid enough to put hot coffee between your legs and open it, you're a moron and deserve to be fucking burned.
Yep.
Ranting against stupidity? Absolutely.
Yep. That would go into the Darwin Awards as far as I'm concerned. That we do.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry to hear that happen to you. If it had happened in the US, you would have been very rich.
It's more of a funny thing now. I mean, my family always bring it up. Well, not in the last year, but at family gatherings, it's one of their favourites to bring up and remind me what a clumsy idiot I am. And thank you very much for squashing us at the bottom of the stairs. But yeah.
Now you can tell them. Now you can tell them when they bring that up that you have an American friend who says, number one, it was the fault of the person that didn't do their job and put the manhole cover on. Number two, three idiots that walked me down that wanted me to walk downstairs and didn't stay with me.
Yeah, they kind of paid for it, though. I mean, were my landing pad.
Yes, exactly. But
yeah, that's just one of my daft stories I have. Lots of things have happened to me over my travels over the years, but it's one of my more falling down a manhole. Yeah, that sounds like Yvette. That's what everyone says. That sounds like you. Only you could fall down a manhole, Yvette.
Now, Frog, I will agree. It did uncover the fact that the heat regulators were not properly set. So that's true. The coffee was too hot. Again, I say, if she'd been smart enough to not put it between her legs to open it, it would not have been an issue. She was that stupid. And yes, coffee was dangerously hot. Nobody's arguing that.
Anything hot will burn you, regardless of temperature. If it's a hot cup of coffee, it's going to burn you anyway.
Yes. Now, was it excessively hot? Yes. That's the only reason that the case was won. Because if it was based on simply her own stupidity, she should have lost.
Yes. I'd still put it in the Darwin Award.
And PCAT, let's see here. Let's go back to StreamYard where I can highlight it. So many morons rewarded. When I worked at a deli, customer brought back food when it was spoiled because of them. Once returned cheese after leaving in the trunk during a hot day, and they gave her a refund.
Good Lord.
Oh, absolutely, we're in agreement. Absolutely, we're in agreement. I'm not saying that there were not things that were discovered and changed because of that stupidity. But again, it did start with stupidity. And of course, they're probably going to have to put something on the Gorilla Glue bottle now because of one stupid moron. I'm sorry. I swear to God, people have gotten stupider over the years.
They have. The amount of warnings on things, like you buy a bottle of bleach, say, here in the UK, they couldn't print danger any bigger and larger all over it if they tried. It's bleach. What do you think I'm going to do with it? You know?
Danger, do not drink. Well, no fucking
Yeah.
shit. I don't want my throat eaten away.
Yeah.
Why you would need to put that on a bottle? I mean, you have to put a warning on every bottle. Well, you know what? Technically, Coca-Cola should have that same warning as well for what it does. But no.
Thankfully, I don't particularly drink fizzy drinks, but yeah.
And where is the warning
What they don't
for?
put, I'll tell you what they don't put warnings on: alcohol.
No, they don't put warnings on alcohol. You know what should come with a warning?
Hmm?
They have like distilled water. Distilled water is right next to baby water. Now, if you happen to grab a distilled water rather than a baby water, you could actually kill your kid.
Why would they put them next to each other?
Yeah.
We have a baby aisle with all the baby stuff down it.
Yeah, now they do have that. But like they still have all the bottled water together. They'll have like the distilled water, they'll have the baby water, they'll have the drinking water, blah blah blah, things like that. They'll all be together. But they do have a separate baby section that has the baby water as well.
Yeah.
Because that's the efficiency of Walmart. They actually want people there.
Yeah.
And let me see here. I have a bottle of Crown Royal right here.
I'm drinking Aqua Pure from Cumbria.
Let's see here. Okay, government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of childbirth defects. 2, consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems. So, alcohol has a warning label. Distilled water, which actually could do more damage to your body, does not.
Yes.
And now.
Yay, Bert's here. I think I've tortured everyone enough, haven't I, Bert? He's not talking to me again, Captain.
And
hello, world. Can you hear me now? Okay. Hello, world. It's Berto Prey 5. Kapla. Sorry, my microphone software shut off overnight.
Of course. That happens.
Captain, distilled water is not equal instant death. Okay,
Not instant death,
babies
no.
aren't supposed to drink all that much water anyway. So you're not going to kill your baby if you accidentally give them a little distilled water. I mean, yes, it's a little weird that they would keep, I don't even know what baby water is, but that they would keep it next to baby water. But yeah, it's not, it doesn't mean you're going to kill your baby by giving them distilled water.
Okay.
It's not the best.
There is a risk of that.
Yeah, but by the amount of water you'd have to give them to cause a problem when you'd already have
it takes babies less than it would an adult. What's Mama Pray saying, by the way?
Mama probably saying when you're ready to feed formula, that I think she means if you mix it with water.
Now, if you
Right.
mix it
Yeah,
with it,
that's a different subject.
right?
We weren't
Once
talking
it's
about
mixed,
mixing formula.
Yeah. Once it's mixed, that's fine because you've actually mixed stuff in there. So it's fine.
Baby
for that.
water is to mix with formula. That's the purpose of baby water. Oh, okay.
I
Mama
can't
Pray is
comment.
telling me that's the
Of
purpose
course.
of baby water. That's what most people use it
Yeah.
for. No, it's not baby flavored water, Kronos. Yeah.
And
Oh,
Kronos
bless
says,
him.
"What is formula? Formula?
Formula. God, you know what? I'm gonna go back to being quiet.
Why the hell would you do that?" And Kronos says,
You
"Hey,
make
Mama
it
Pray."
then.
And Kronos runs away. Kronos is the most popular troll on the internet.
He is, yeah.
And then Kronos says, "Love that accent."
Which one of us?
Yes. I think he's referring to Bird.
Yeah.
And Froggies.
I think he was referring to Yvette.
No. And Froggies says,
I
"Please
don't know.
continue."
Half the time he doesn't understand me anyway. So
No, it seems like 90% of the time he doesn't understand me. So
That's not true. He just likes to give you shit over it. There's a difference.
he should be very good. I mean, he's a huge Monty Python fan. He should understand English very well.
Why in the hell am I getting a notification about me being live?
because you're live. Oh, speaking of
Half
being
an hour
live,
late.
does anyone know what happened to the virtual pub last night? Because I see both of them have been deleted.
I don't know.
It was
I'm
also
surprised.
A load of
removed from
trolls
Twitch.
getting birds.
Wonder why it was removed from Twitch.
Yeah.
If trolls got to it. Well,
Yeah,
obviously Matthew had to do it, so
I was in
you-
chat. I was in chat and literally kept popping up because he posted it obviously in the chat, but the trolls were out last night or this morning for me. But yeah, they had quite a good panel on, and these trolls just kept. He had to keep. He was on the ball, getting rid of them, but it was non-stop. So yeah, they had a tough
That's a
old
shame.
last hour of it. Yeah, it was a shame.
Well, I tuned in for a little bit, and they were because Life with Matthew did not have the opportunity to talk about WandaVision's last episode. It started out talking about WandaVision. I didn't see a single episode. Could not care any fucking less. I thought, hey, it's over. I don't have to worry about hearing about this shit anymore. Then, of course, Life with Matthew has talking about WandaVision. Okay.
Well, you're
Well,
the one who decided to
let's
skip
say,
the.
Captain, LDG went on, and they enjoyed themselves with him.
Good. No, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Bird?
You're the one who decided to skip
Sorry,
a
Ben.
generational, once in a generation TV show spectacular. It's like you're going to be hearing about WandaVision for the next 20 years.
Okay.
You should have probably just watched it. You get the references.
I don't care.
You do, because you're
I
upset
don't
about it.
I'm upset.
That's
I'm upset because people keep fucking talking about it, and that's the main focus of the whole thing. And it's like, I don't fucking care about the show. Quit fucking talking about it all the fucking time.
They're not going to.
Then I'm not going to listen
That's
to
why
them.
I don't bring it up, because I know he doesn't like it.
I would rather watch fucking Discovery than WandaVision. And you know my feelings on Discovery. And I have not seen a single MCU film. And now that I've heard about the multiverse crap, I never intend to.
You've never seen any MCU film, not even Iron Man?
I have not seen one
The Hulk?
single MCU
Nothing?
film ever.
Well, God damn it, Captain. You got to get with the program here. There's some required watching. There's some minimums.
Yeah, I've been told I should catch up. I've only seen the Thor ones, particularly, and the Hulk, I
And
think,
good morning,
because I'm a
Robert
DC
Green.
girl.
Okay.
Hello,
Have you seen
Robert.
the DC films, Captain?
No. No.
Have you seen any movies?
In the past 10 years, probably very few that are current.
Did you see Star Trek 2?
Are you talking the garbage that they put called Star Trek 2?
I'm talking about Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
If you're
Star
talking
Trek
about
2.
If you're talking about Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan,
Oh,
yes,
the
I've seen
series.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock?
Of course.
Which is the most
Yes.
recent Star Trek film you've seen?
Okay. The most recent actual Star Trek film I've seen was Star Trek, whatever the hell it was. It was a Next Generation thing.
Nemesis?
Where Data died.
First
That was the
Contact.
last Star Trek.
Nemesis.
First,
Yes,
Okay.
Nemesis. Now, did I watch 2009? Yes. That was the most god-awful piece of shit I ever saw.
was that the Rebellion one? Because that was crap. But Resurgence or something was it called? I can't even remember what it was called. Nemesis, I saw, but the one after that.
Now, I didn't mind the beginning so much, but for fuck's sake, everything's so fucking bright and all this goddamn flashing. No.
I think Yvette's thinking of Insurrection.
That's
think
the
That
one.
came before. That
Terrible.
came before Nemesis. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Insurrection was terrible, but Nemesis was okay.
Yeah. Insurrection was certainly the weakest of the next gen.
Yeah, in my
Movies.
opinion, of course, that's my opinion, but yeah. But I think First Contact was absolutely brilliant. Really. Am I upsetting someone?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. That reminds me, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to even go to my own. Let's see here now. Thank God I made a video of this. And one person that you can actually thank for this video, unfortunately, recently passed away.
Oh.
But I only did this because he asked me to. Let's see here. Let's go to playlist. And let's go to, where to go? Let's just go to content. May not be in a playlist. Now there's the Klingons. There's that one. Ah, here it is. Now, unfortunately, I did have to slightly edit it. So if you want the full actual version of what he said, you may want to watch a different video. And I probably should put that link in the description, but yeah.
Excuse me.
So let's see here now. I'm going to share this. I got to get back to Streamlabs or StreamYard. Excuse me. Brain still not awake. Share screen, share audio, tab. There we go. Since you bring up First Contact, this is Anti-Trekker's objective ranking of Star Trek First Contact.
Coming in at number 4, the absolute most overrated of all the Star Trek films, and that is Star Trek First Contact. On my list, I put it as second to last, and I hate this movie.
Now, what did he say?
He hates this movie.
Hate this movie. Yeah, this movie completely butchered the characterizations of the Next Generation cast, as well as absolutely ruining and taking a giant dump on the greatest villain that they ever came up with. And so, yeah. And you can see the numbers there. I don't want to go over them because they're too darn good. This movie does not deserve a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Now, in his live streams, he says that is being taken out of context. And that he never said that he hated the movie. Now, I will say I did edit a few little things out, like the little delays, the little ums, and breaths. So, yes, those were edited out. I did also edit out a couple of praises that he gave for the movie. But, yeah, he did say he hates the movie.
He
I'm
did.
sorry.
Definitely, I heard
He
that.
did. That was not edited together. That was his words.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to like
selective
it.
memory.
Sorry, Bert.
No problem. That's
It's
all
got-
I was saying. Is a selective memory when it comes to First Contact.
And
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
Ca-
it's got time
Captain
travel in
Redneck.
it, so I'm going to love it.
Captain Redneck was the one who asked me to do the video. So, and this will tell you how long ago it was. There were 2 people that commented on this. Captain Redneck 1 year ago. The other person that commented on it was Schronmore 11 months ago.
Do you have a link to that video?
Of course I do.
Can you put it in the public chat?
Oh, my version? Yes, of course I'll put
Yeah.
that in the public chat. That's why. But I shared it because I thought, okay, that way I don't have to have everybody come on. And good morning, Ketchup Boy. I mean, Jedi Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, yes. Do you have your toast? God. Okay. Vomit warning. This is a vomit warning. Bill, do you have your buttered toast and glass of orange juice handy? Because you're going to be dunking your toast in the orange juice.
Oh, no, 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 no. No. That's just wrong. Ew. Yeah. Ew.
That's why I gave a vomit warning.
Thank you.
And Kronos said, "Oh, holy hells, no!"
Mm.
And no, Dave, nobody lost a bet. That's the way he actually likes it.
Well, each to their own, I suppose.
Oh yes, every person has their own taste.
Yep. I think I
course, he
prefer
likes
orange
those-
marmalade form if I'm going to have it with toast. Yes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That would be marmalade would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And hello. No, I'm not sure why you're saying hello to me twice, but hey, sure, cool. And good morning, Cardinal Sin. Let's see. Our Kronos asked, "Are kids killing themselves in the background?" No, I kind of wish they weren't here. They are okay. They're raised by idiots. All I'm going to say. He goes to Patrick. There are worse things than toast and orange juice.
Yes.
Two girls,
I
one
agree
cup.
with that statement. But it's still gross.
And Kronos says,
Damn it,
Hey,
Yosef,
future
just as I
dude.
was having my yogurt.
And yes, Cardinal Sin says, my mom used to say, to each his own, to the man
Yeah.
who kissed the cow. And morning.
Yeah, I mean, good Lord, I'm in England. I could list a load of foods you lot would probably vomit to. So,
Well, let me put it to you this way. Let me see when we're talking here in the States, and I know something that makes most people over there cringe when we say biscuits and gravy. Because over
yeah, that's
there,
horrible.
biscuits are a different thing.
Yes, completely. You dip your biscuits in your tea. Part of afternoon tea. But a biscuit to you guys is like I don't know, savoury scone type thing, I think,
It would be a scone type thing,
from what I
yes.
remember. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean I get it because I've been out there, but yeah, it does confuse the hell out of the English that you call all biscuits cookies. But a cookie in Britain is a specific type of biscuit.
And no, I don't know about that because I don't know. So, yeah.
I didn't read it.
It says, look, Joseph says, looks like Captain Trek does not know about two girls. Otherwise, I would have been called all kinds of nasty words. No, I don't. And from the sound of what Bird said, I don't want to necessarily. Of course, Joseph, since you're on anyhow, I'll put the link back in.
Yeah, come up, Yusuf, because I haven't got too much longer. I've got to get back anyway.
And
I was
Dave
just
G7
amusing
says,
Trek while he was on his own.
we enjoy crisps too. Yes.
Yes.
And Joseph says, please never learn about it. Just don't. Ah, Joseph is on a call in 12 minutes. That sucks. And unfortunately, Bill is all out of orange juice. So he'll have to find something else. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Buttered toast is not intended to be dunked in anything. You eat it. Now, you may sip something else along with it, but you don't dunk buttered toast. Unless you got some really old bread that's just hard to chew. Yeah. Yeah.
I would dunk toast in baked beans.
Well, it's different. That's still a
Yeah.
I mean, you may soak up some of the juice, but you're not sticking it in pure liquid either.
No. God, no. But that's the nearest I get to dunking toast, definitely.
Stop it, Bill. Stop it. Nobody said you're not liked. And you were the one that wanted a roast. Trust me. This shit that we've said today would have been fucking mild compared to a fucking roast. So, yeah, you never want to be roasted. Ever.
No, I've been roasted. It's not fun.
Okay, Bill, if you want to leave, that's fine. That's your choice. Have a good day.
Right, well, I'll bob back in the chat and leave you two boys to your mischief. And have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
And I will be here tomorrow for my coffee. Not necessarily on, because I hate boring people, but I'll be in the chat anyway. All right, see you guys later. Bye.
And thank you. Thank you again, Yvette. So, anyhow. Oh, what's going on, Eli Hoo-hoo? I didn't want to interrupt Yvette, so I have kind of not greeted people as they've come in. Let's see here now. Okay, yes, so like he says he prefers bangers and mash, and yes, I do as well. Everybody's asking Bill to stay. Chrono says he doesn't get bored, and says later to Yvette, and asks if Jedi Bill is still there. And I seriously doubt it, quite honestly. And I'm going to say something that actually it's funny because last several days, he has asked me why I am not subscribed to him. I am. I still am. I have not changed that. Don't plan to change it. Now, I have been unsubscribed to several people, including my silent panelist, because I was going to look because I hadn't got a notification from Bird.
Sorry, Cap. I was busy for a few minutes.
No problem. I was just talking. And I had been unsubscribed from Bird. Me. Unsubscribed from Bird. Like hell. Any trucker guy I have a couple of times. But Bird? No. That'd be like unsubscribing from Yosef. No. No.
Maybe
Nobody.
you should check.
Oh, I'll check again. Let me do that again now. Okay. Open a new YouTube tab.
And
Okay.
sorry I missed you, Yvette, if you're still listening.
And she should be. Jedi Bill 797. There we go. And let's see here now. Go ahead and open this up. And it's not letting me go to. Okay. Now, I'm going to show the page. Now, I don't know how to increase the size, but I'm going to show the page. Now, here it is. Share screen.
We don't see anything.
Hold on.
Okay, Dragon.
Jedi Bill. And share. And go back to here. And if you'll notice, right here, and right here, can you see my mouse on the
Yes,
subscribe button?
subscribed. Yes.
I am subscribed, and the bell is dark. I did not just subscribe today. I have been subscribed. So, and I even sent him an image of that. I am subscribed. I have been subscribed, and I'm staying subscribed, even if he no longer likes me.
Why would he no longer like you?
And good morning, Cardinal Sid.
Kapla. Good morning.
Kapla.
I have my coffee and a Goose Island IPA. So I'm going out of coffee mode and into IPA mode. I thought I'd announce it.
I've
Had a long day. A lot of live stream. Just, I don't know why, but when I'm streaming, I'm fine. But when I'm done, I'm wrecked. You know, I'm just like, ugh. So, I had a really great stream. Well, yesterday, Monday, on the Cardinal Sin channel.
Cool.
One of the shows that I have is called Masters of the Genre. And I interviewed / had a conversation with Greg Bear, of all people.
Wow.
Seminal science fiction and cyberpunk writer.
Yes.
They even sent me his new book, but I had like 18 hours to read it, and I couldn't do that. So, but that was, he's one of my literary heroes, so that was really cool.
Definitely. By the way, you are a moderator. Go ahead and throw the link in for your channel if you don't mind.
Me?
Yes, you.
Sure. Why, I'd be happy to.
I mean, I would say it's a safe bet that most everybody here is already subscribed to Bird of Prey 5. So that's. I still have it thrown in anyhow, just in case. But, you know.
Yeah.
Not being subscribed to Bird would be just one of the ultimate sins of YouTube.
A cardinal sin, if you will.
I was avoiding saying that.
There you go. I am trying to break 250 by the weekend. So anyone that will subscribe has my undying gratitude. A lot of great content. And on Sundays, I do Cardinal Sin and Friends, which is my panel show, and it's you know, the standard group, the team of familiar unknowns, and thank you, Dave G Sound. Appreciate it.
I am definitely subscribed already.
Yep.
I don't know what subscriber I am, but I know I am subscribed. I just looked.
I appreciate it. The content has really been getting better, and you know, I'm a relatively new YouTuber. My channel started in earnest in October, and the learning curve for me, mostly with video editing, I thought was going to be kind of steep, but you know, once you learn how to edit a video, it's kind of sticks in there. So anyway, I'm rambling. I've been up for a long time.
See, if you were to listen to the, and I'm not saying I'm anywhere near a professional at editing, but if you were to listen to Andy Tucker's original version of that video that I showed, you will notice some distinct differences. There were things I cut out. I didn't include the breaths or the, type of thing.
Right.
I cut those out.
Yeah.
And I did, I would say, a fairly reasonable job, a good job of that. Now, my problem with content, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know what. Okay, I know what I want to say. That's not the problem. I know what I want to say. What I need is a format to follow. What should I do? Here's the list. Do this, do this, do this. Such as, obviously, I know the title. I want to put the title in there. I want to put, a brief description, but I don't necessarily want to go back to IMDb and read the fucking description off of there. Then I have the problem of what to do next. Do I talk about the characters? Do I talk about the plot? Do I talk about what? Okay, that's why I need a formula to follow. And I have tried and tried and tried telling people this. And nobody will listen.
You know, it sounds to me like the same sort of thing that. Thank you, Robert Green. That 200 is a big milestone for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. As a storyteller, you know, I'm a writer and a screenwriter and all that. You have to ask yourself, why do people read books? Why do people watch movies? Why do people enjoy storytelling? Going back from, you know, when we were sitting around the campfire and the person who was sort of the designated bard or storyteller or minstrel or whatever would tell the stories in a certain format. In the same way that we ask, why do people watch movies? Why do people consume content? We have to ask ourselves, what is it that I'm trying to do? And like you said, you know what it is that you want to talk about. It's a format issue. And I think for me, my best advice would be, what content that you enjoy, what format, you know, do you like, and is it possible for you to not necessarily copy it, but to you know, to emulate it in your own particular idiom, if that makes sense.
Okay, I will listen to somebody, and let me put it this way. Now, in the one video that I made, and yes, I included Andy Tucker and Bird. Andy Tucker was the one who kind of pissed all over me because of my including his name in there, and then, you know, whatever.
By the way, I don't mean to interrupt, but it just comes naturally. I still don't know what the whole anti-Trekker dust up was about. He went to Twitch or switched his Twitch or changed his Twitch.
Right.
I'm pretty in the dark to that, so feel free to enlighten me.
Bird would be the only one that really knows, because all I know is that there was something that happened, and he felt it was necessary to move over to Twitch.
It's just that it's his way of fighting big tech censorship. He doesn't like what YouTube is doing with censoring people, and he feels kind of guilty every time he gets a super chat on YouTube that 30% is going to the really a company he disagrees with fundamentally. So he said, well, he'd rather do his live streams on Twitch, even if he doesn't get as much money. He feels better about the money he does get.
I can understand that, especially given the YouTube algorithm and how it treats people that mostly live stream.
And that said, he is going to keep his regular videos still on YouTube. So it's just his live streams are beyond Twitch. So it also lets him expand, you know, so he's not too dependent on one platform, just in case YouTube ever decides to cancel him or Twitch decides to cancel him. He has another place to go, which is honestly a pretty smart move.
Yeah,
it just seemed pretty sudden, but I guess he figured this was the time to do it. So
a plan B is always good.
Yeah. And certainly not the first YouTuber to want to grow a Twitch audience, but the first YouTuber I've seen in a long time that was willing to completely give up his YouTube live streams, which were making, you know, some decent buck.
Well,
yeah, you know, I must have gotten unsubscribed from Andy Trekker because I don't remember seeing any of his videos or streams or content in general. And then the other day I found out that I had been unsubscribed from my own channel.
Yeah, it happens. It's rare, but it happens.
I mean, I've been unsubscribed from Doomcock at least once. Thankfully, I have, my personal account as well as my Cardinal Sin account. But when you get subscribed from your own channel, you notice. And I don't know if either of you guys are into the paranormal or, Missing 411 in particular, Dave Politis. But he mentions every time he drops a video, which is I think once or twice a week, that he's had experts come in and look at, his analytics, and they're like, yeah, something's really up, and more than usual, more than just the regular thing. They're picking on him specifically, and he doesn't know why or how. He got a big shout out from a guy. No, I think his channel is called Mr. Barons, and Mr. Barons has like 1.5 million subs, and like 20% of those folks came over to his channel, and then mysteriously many of them disappeared.
Lately, and I say lately, in like maybe the last 3 months, YouTube has been, I think the algorithm detects when like a channel gets a call out because they get a surge in subscribers. And they basically, like, because like in the early days when Nerdrotic would shout me out, I'd get, 200-300 subscribers, and they would stay. Recently, Nerdrotic did a shout out, and the minute it happened, I shot up 500 subscribers. The next day, they were all gone.
All of them.
And then over the next week, maybe 100, 150 came back. So
Wow.
YouTube is counteracting. Like YouTube detected it, and I think they thought maybe it was paid for or something, because they could tell it was an unnatural increase. So they kind of
Unnatural.
zapped them back. And then I guess they decided, well, some of these are legit, and it allowed them to happen. I don't know how the math works or how they decide who to allow and who to keep, but that's happened at least twice. And it's happening with other people too. And Neurotic, he says it now. He's like, listen, we're going to shout you out. You're going to see a big increase. Then it's going to go away. But then, he says most will come back. In my case, it wasn't most, but either way, it was still a nice help.
Yeah.
But yeah, YouTube is definitely effed with the algorithm to basically to nullify channel shout outs.
I remember when Gary said that when he was on a live stream, when he was streaming, he got, he could see, I mean, he's got enough subscribers that, he can see them in significant amounts, move it up and down. And he said that, one night when he was streaming, 200 people unsubbed while he was watching, and then 300 people subbed, and then 150 people unsubbed, in the matter of half an hour or something. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that's obviously not natural.
No. So, I mean, wouldn't Google make more money from ad revenue when people have more subscribers, so there are more people to watch the ads?
You would think, but Google makes lots of decisions that are not based on what's best for Google money-wise, because Google would make more money if they, let people take super chats from 100 subscribers. They're taking a third of every super chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yet every day they're shutting down giant channels that bring in tens of thousands of dollars in super chats. And it's like they don't care about the money. They honestly don't.
I know that Gary was initially talking about, bots, that they had used a lot of bots to just outright delete channels, to do a lot of the copyright strikes and stuff like that. And then I guess they hired like 10,000 people around the time that, what was it? The COPPA happened, COPPA, whatever.
Yeah, Copa.
And then I guess I don't know if they hired them in India or what. They certainly didn't hire them anywhere in the United States. But when you have people that probably speak English as a second language at best, and you give them guidelines about what are the watchwords and things like that. I mean, I'm still puzzled as to why content creators can curse on a video if they want, but in the chat it's not cool. And the mods will give you a hard time if you do. It doesn't make any sense to me, but like you were saying,
Cardinal,
Here's the thing.
that is why whenever that's why I have moderators on my channel, because I do a science show and I don't block anybody whatsoever. I'm like, hey, if you're gonna be an asshole on my channel, I got moderators to mute you, but I'm not gonna block you from my channel. I even try to tell a bad joke, stupid jokes in chat, and the moderator's like, "Ooh, flag for comment." Like, what?
yeah. So you get blocked on your own channel?
No. I always tell people, if you're gonna be an asshole on my channel and start putting shit in the chat and stuff, I'm gonna mute you, but I'm never gonna block you.
Right.
That's why I have moderators.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in blocking anybody from science, accessing free science information. You can watch it, but you can't interact.
Yeah, well, and that's cool because with a science channel, there's either truth or a lack thereof based on who the audience is, I guess. But that makes it easy.
99% of my information is actually factual. I occasionally put like a movie clip in there to show good science or bad sci-fi, that sort of stuff. That's like the 1% is like the false stuff, like the Klingons destroying Pioneer 10, the movie Black Hole from Disney.
Yeah. I didn't start my channel to be an outrage merchant, but the other day I just let fly with a rant because I count myself among the number of the Fandom Menace, of course, and I've really kept things pretty professional. I'm kind of an old school, radio TV guy. I've written and directed for radio and TV and voiced over commercials, and been in films and music videos and stuff like that, both sides of the camera. So I know what broadcast standards are, and I know that YouTube isn't that high. They don't set the bar that high, but the things they do just don't make sense.
Yeah, you guys were talking about Twitch earlier. I do not use Twitch because like 99% of all stuff on Twitch is gaming.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. I mean, I know it's for gaming, but
they've added a category for talk shows. So
Oh, they did?
They are trying to expand.
I only know one science show on Twitch, and that's my friend Enceladus. Talk show on the categories?
Yeah, it's a category now, talk show.
I don't see talk shows on here. I see about advertisers, blog developers, download apps, gift card, IGDB,
Did you
jobs.
say blog?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what YouTubers are going to. Is it a V blog or just a regular old written word
Oh,
blog?
I'm clicking the dots on the right next to browse, and it says general about. What are
I
the
just
channels?
clicked browse, and literally the second category is talk shows and podcasts.
I click browse the little dots. Oh, here it is. Just chatting, right?
I will put the link
Okay.
in the. I don't know if Captain wants me to put it in public, so I'll put it in the back. If he wants me to put it in public, I'll put it in public. But for right now, that's the link to Twitch podcasts, and
Thank
it's
you.
okay.
In fact, you
Okay.
can go here. I'm going to Twitch.
There it is.
Actually, okay, I forgot.
Yeah, I type in astronomy, and all gaming comes up.
Well, there's a lot of games, especially the Universe Simulator or whatever it is, Universal Sandbox.
Can you type in videos? I mean, does that's too broad, probably.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Before I did my little science channel, I'm like, I checked YouTube. It's like, okay, what people do in science channels? It's 99% mainstream stuff, and the rest of the 1% has better graphics than I do. I'm like, okay, I got a better shot on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, Morning Brew, here's Captain Trek. Damn.
And look at the category it's under.
Yeah, talk show and podcast. Correct.
Game, talk shows, podcasts.
It just says talk shows and podcast.
Yeah, in fact, if you type in the search box, talk.
Twitch.tv directory game talk shows podcasts is what the URL looks like anyway, which is the total Captain Obvious stuff. You know, like I said, I've been up for a really long time. And the Gina Carano episode removed from Running Wild with Bear Grylls. I did hear about that. Disney Plus owns National Geographic also.
Oh, Fraser Crane's on here. Cool. I didn't know that.
That's pretty wild. There are companies that are paid to boost ratings and views. They operate pretty much in the open. Yeah. I saw that. Dave G Sound, and they kind of attacked my email and my Twitter, one of those companies, and I just blocked them because I feel like that's cheating, paying somebody to have 100 accounts that every time you pay them, they artificially raise all of the they have bots that do that work for them, I suppose.
And that is absolutely forbidden on YouTube. That is absolutely forbidden. And if you do that, you are risking your channel.
Well, just as well that I was.
Yeah. That's one thing that a lot of channels don't understand. When they try to do that, they're risking their account. And there are some that have been banned for it.
One thing that really chapped my pajamas was I interviewed Robert Anton Wilson, who is another literary hero of mine, in 2001, video interview, and I sold. I don't know if you guys remember VCDs, but it was like a video disc on a CD rather than a DVD. And I sold those on eBay. And then when I came over to YouTube, I had the hardest time fighting for my intellectual property rights. And every time, and I'm sure you're all aware of this, but it was very surprising to me. Every time you try to defend your IP from someone that's uploaded it, without your permission, you have to check a box that says, I realize that, if this doesn't go my way, or however they say it, that I may lose my YouTube privileges permanently. And my interview with Robert Anton Wilson was in like little 3-minute chunks, and it was about a half an hour long. So there were 10 of these, and I had to fill out one of these huge documents and risk my my YouTube privileges forever each time. And you know what the penalty is for the person that's uploaded your intellectual property without your permission?
30-day strike.
Nothing. Zero. Nada. Whoop.
I mean, I don't care if somebody uses a clip from my show as long as they're not making money off of it. So.
Well, yeah. So what had happened is there was a channel called the RAW Archive, Robert Anton Wilson Archive. And they basically just aggregate all things Robert Anton Wilson, whether they own it or not. As a matter of fact, I don't think they own any content. I think they just aggregate it. And, it made me upset. I guess it made me angry, but it made me upset that it was allowable to do such a thing. And not only was it allowable, but there were no consequences other than, you have to cease and desist. You have to stop. And every time I try to protect my intellectual property, I could lose my YouTube privileges for life. Each single, time. It just, it boggles the mind. If somebody uploads another content creator's intellectual property to YouTube, there are literally no consequences. But if a content creator, accidentally uses a clip that's got some music on it, or whatever, you're on really thin ice.
Everything I've played, I've gotten permission for, like music. I got permission for it.
Oh, sure, yeah, but I mean, it seems so counterintuitive. Yes, Illuminatus trilogy.
There've been some updates, some changes since, because now there's in your creator studio, there's a tab called copyright, and it has a link anywhere it's ever detected that portion of my video has been used by other people. It's listed there, and I just have an option
I didn't know
where
that.
I can click to either notify them, and that's what they prefer you do, or I could click to do a content match, or I could click to strike.
Is that
Where's Creator Studio?
new?
It's relatively new. It's within the last year.
Mm-hmm.
and I believe you probably has to be a monetized channel
Yeah.
to use it. But like I can see all the people who've used clips of my videos.
Which
And
you
the way
said
it
you
works
don't
is
mind, right?
the first person, I don't mind.
Yeah.
The first person to upload the video to YouTube, though, YouTube decides is the owner. So there was like an old Hertz O.J. Simpson commercial
Mm-hmm.
that I uploaded to YouTube because I happened to have recorded it on a VHS, and I was
Right.
copying my VHS tapes to digital that day. So now whenever anybody uses that commercial, I get notice that it's mine. Now it's not technically mine. It's, Hertz, although Hertz is out of business. But
Oh, are they?
so
I didn't know that.
I think they are, or whatever. But I don't own it, but YouTube thinks I does.
Right.
So I don't complain about it, obviously.
That is funny.
But it's there. And then there's a different commercial with the same story. But then most of it are just, several minute clips of my live streams that other people have re-uploaded. So.
Yeah, like you were saying, that wouldn't bother you. And if somebody uploaded a clip of a live stream that I did, as long as they weren't, I guess my first rule of YouTube is don't go after other YouTubers. Don't get personal. And unless somebody was, picking out, Cardinal Sin's stupid and dumb because he said this or whatever, unless it was something like that, I probably wouldn't mind. I mean, more attention, the better. But God only knows why Google chooses to enact the rules that they do. We were talking about COPPA earlier, or I guess I was.
Mhm.
Yeah. By the way, Jitsi, if you dig Robert Anton Wilson, please check out my channel. I have 2 hour-long video lectures of his, and of course my interview. So you'll dig that. But when the whole COPPA thing happened, I remember specifically Doomcock got really rankled, and he was really concerned because of Harvey. It's a little puppet, and it could be misconstrued as potentially for children, even though all you have to do is mark your entire channel not for kids, and regardless of animation or whatever, it's not for kids. But he was really freaked out about it, and the deal was, after everything shook out, again, as you guys all probably know, YouTube got, or Google got hit with, I don't know, 2.3 million or $5.3 million worth of fines for basically marketing to kids. And they decided they were going to try and pass those savings on to us, the content creators. So, they made the announcement and everybody got all freaked out, and not a single person that I've ever heard of has been hit with one of those $42,000.
No, it was. I said at the time, everybody was overblowing it. This was already the law. It had been the law for many, many, many years. YouTube had been ignoring it, and they paid their fines.
It was part of the DPA, right?
Yeah, they were just saying that, listen, going forward, if it happens again, you're going to pay the fine, not us.
Which I don't even think is defensible legally. I mean,
Honestly,
they're the platform.
well,
can- It's one of those things that's,
well, it's defensible in that they made the agreement with the U.S. government, so
yeah,
the
but
government agreed to it.
if they see, that a content creator's, not following that rule,
Well,
I
yeah,
I
if
don't know that.
YouTube sees it, they'll well, if YouTube sees you lying, they'll punish your channel or take you down.
I don't
But
know
if they don't
that
see
they
it,
can actually fine you that
no, it's not.
amount.
YouTube's not fining you. The federal government is fining you.
Yeah, but they're the ones that got sued.
Yeah, and they paid it, and they made a settlement. And as part of the settlement, the federal government agreed to fine the creator
The
and not
user instead
YouTube.
of
Yeah.
I just don't know if that, if you had a lawyer or a legal team that was sizable enough, or let's say you could pay, for Bill Gates' legal team.
Well, I mean, if you have a
Yeah, right.
legal team bigger than YouTube and
I'm
the
just
federal
saying,
government combined,
hypothetically,
then hypothetically, you're
I just
probably
don't
in
know
a better
that that's,
place.
litigable.
I would say that unless you're prepared to go to the United States court and claim that the deal the United States government made is illegal to begin with,
Right.
that you don't really have a leg to stand on. And first off, nobody is being charged $42,000. In fact, the text of the law says that this is not an amount that's supposed to destroy a company. It's just an amount to make the company take notice. So, and by company, it can mean person. So it's supposed to take into account the total amount of money the company makes based off it. So if you're a YouTuber who's making $150 off a video, they're not even supposed to charge you $150. They should maybe fine you $100 or $50 or something.
Or
Okay, the
demonetize your
42,000
channel.
maximum was for literally companies that were making millions of dollars.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
The whole point was from the very beginning, it was just a giant overreaction from people who didn't understand that this was already a law. It was already in place on the internet for everywhere but YouTube until it happened.
Right.
And Doomcock, I love Doomcock, but he way overblew it and erased so many of his videos from YouTube, afraid that they were going to get fined. But listen, I mean, he's got to worry about himself, so I understand it. I couldn't
sure.
say, well, I'll pay your fine if you get fined. So
Right. Yeah.
listen, do what you got to do. But I knew it wasn't ever going to happen, and I'm happy
Yeah,
to
and like
see
I
that
said,
history
I
bore it
haven't heard
out.
of a single content
Nobody
creator
has.
that's been fined. So
There hasn't been one.
yeah.
No, okay, there hasn't been one fined at any insane amount. I don't know if anyone's been fined at all, but if they have, we're talking $100, not.
I mean, I haven't heard of anyone who's heard of anyone who's heard, of that. But yeah,
me
that
either.
$42,000 amount, I guess, was the cap. And I don't know that anything other than the fine print said that, because like you were
Right,
saying
and
earlier,
companies that had been fined prior to this outside of YouTube, they weren't getting the $42,000 fine. They were getting a fine that, dealt with the amount of money they made.
so it was
They made $100,000 off something maybe they were getting a $10,000 fine.
Yeah.
It was just a don't do that again type fine, not a where you own you and you're gonna die fine.
Yeah. It's not a take you down, make you bankrupt forever and
Right. That
garnish
was
your
never.
wages. It's just don't do that again.
That was
Scare
written
you.
into the law that it was not supposed to be
Ah,
a fine to destroy the company.
gotcha. Well, that makes sense.
Captain's been kind of quiet.
Yep.
I've been muted,
Ah,
not been needed. So
I thought you were dipping your toes in orange juice again.
and it's that time, Bird. Take over till I'm back.
Oh, okay, Captain.
Hey, Bird, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I sent it to your Bop yesterday. I forgot. I didn't get a chance to watch. Did you feed Sassy any cheese?
No, but we will. We will on a future one. It just wasn't a good time to feed her cheese yesterday.
Ow. Anonymous level of beagles.
Now I don't feel so bad.
Because it was me. Yeah, all beagles deserve cheese.
Especially if they're Porthos.
Exactly.
I was an early advocate for Enterprise. Initially, the first episode, the pilot was kind of like, huh? But I really like Enterprise, and I think, since it was on.
I didn't.
like it now. I didn't like it when it first came on.
It's
but
got-
I do like it
I didn't
now.
like the Klingons. I'm like, TOS, they had human-looking Klingons. Enterprise, they had Klingon-looking Klingons. Like, okay, come on.
Yeah, well, there's some things you can't go back, I guess, on.
Discovery, they had the Klingon orcs. Come on, make up your mind. Have a Klingon, be a Klingon.
Yeah, the Discovery Klingons were just out of control, crazy.
It's like introducing an Adoyan with 3 antennas instead of 2. Come on.
Although, it actually would have made canonical sense if they had looked like the sort of swarthy, olive complected Klingons from TOS, because it was explained that in the 30th, I think it was the 30th anniversary special on DS9, when they went back to the Trouble with Tribbles
more
episode.
Trouble with Tribbles. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
That's right.
Well,
we
actually,
don't talk about it. That's right.
yeah, not in that one. It wasn't explained. But yeah, Worf said we don't talk about it, but it might have been in a novel that there were Imperial Klingons, and that there was a disease of some kind that infected the.
Enterprise explained it in season 4.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Oh yeah, in Enterprise season 4, the Klingons stole the human augments.
That's it.
Khan, and they tried to use their DNA to make Klingons stronger, and it ended up taking away their forehead ridges.
Right.
So,
And theoretically more.
Yeah, so they kidnapped Phlox to find a cure, and he couldn't find an immediate cure, but in time the ridges would come back.
Mm-hmm. And that was the 3-show arc with Brent Spiner, right?
Yeah.
That was great. I mean, that's just good Star Trek. My Sunday afternoon stream, Cardinalson and Friends, the other day we were talking about Enterprise, and I was saying, the there's some great just Star Trek episodes that stick out in my mind, like Carpenter Street and Carbon Creek. They're just great Star Trek episodes.
Carbon Creek, come on, you mess with the timeline. T'Pol was not the first
Carbon
Vulcan.
Creek is one of my favorite episodes of Enterprise.
Yeah.
It wasn't T'Pol, it was her great-grandmother.
Sorry, great-grandmother T'Pol.
Allegedly.
Sorry. Yeah.
She was telling a story after all. But
yes, it was a story, so
Vulcans don't lie.
They can't lie, and Spock was half Vulcan.
Well, they could at that time because that was pre-Surak.
yes.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point.
Hmm.
That's why you're Bird of Prey 5.
That's why he does not cheat on Question of Trek like Pickles.
But yeah, just, as the seasons progressed, it got better. Every Star Trek franchise finds its footing, and some take longer than others. And the first season of TNG was kind of squirrely.
I don't know about every, but most.
Yeah. Obviously the original series started pretty strong.
Yeah, I was talking more about Discovery.
Voyager. Oh, well, yeah, Discovery's not real Star Trek. So after 3 or 4 seasons, if you haven't figured out how to tell a Star Trek story, no.
I mean, you got TNG, you got TOS, you got Voyager. They all, almost every single episode deal with social issues and reflecting of what's going on in today's past. They've always had a history of that. Discovery does nothing of that. Does none of that. It's not a Star Trek show. It does not deal with cultural issues. It does not deal with other shit. This is what Rob David was about. He wanted to parallel science fiction to actually current events. This is what he did. This is basically was what Star Trek was. Discovery has none of that. It's just one person's story point of view. I'm like,
it's there to preach, identity politics and score woke points, and that's why I ended up,
it's not scoring woke points. It's basically not Star Trek. It's one person's perspective of everything. It's like it's not Star Trek. Star Trek is an ensemble. It's not one person's perspective.
Yeah,
that's my problem I have with Discovery.
It's not, look at how great our first officer is, who started the Klingon War and ended up in the brig and murdered the captain. And yeah, but that's why, and the Gina Carano, all the stuff that's recently been coming to a head. That's why I just in the middle of the night just decided I'd had enough. And even though, like I said, I didn't start out to become a rage merchant or an outrage merchant on YouTube, I just vented for an hour and a half, and man, it felt great.
I mean, you have a woman who basically, you got a woman, Gina, who basically retweeted an anti-Semitic post, and she gets shit for this. You have a man named Chris Pine who's anti-homophobic, and nobody says jack shit about this, and yet he still has a job.
Yeah.
What is this? A man, woman? Come on. Make up your fucking mind, people. Sorry, Captain.
No, I hear you. It's for me, it's a dead giveaway that Kathleen Kennedy is not really in it for the brand of identity politics that she's preaching, because either that or she's not the kind of person she's preaching to, I guess.
I think she's just there for a paycheck. Paycheck and a parking spot, sorry.
Robert Meyer Burnett defends her a lot, and I love Robert Meyer Burnett, and I think that he's great, and he understands Star Trek and a lot of different levels of Hollywood and production and all that kind of thing. And one thing that he never talks about is that she has been a storied, legendary producer for decades, but she's not a creative. And we see what happens when she tries to be a creative. And it's just, you know, the results are hideous. They're horrible. And, you know, people have said she must have some kind of dirt on somebody, you know, one of the Bobs or somebody, you know, that's a big stakeholder or something, because, you know, she just kind of does the same thing as Alex Kurtzman, just, you know, burns money like it's going out of style, and for some reason doesn't get chastised by the people that represent the shareholders and the stakeholders that 10 years ago, you know, would have been enough to get anybody kicked out on their ass, whether they're a woman or not, you know. I don't know that Disney's really that afraid of the backlash of firing Kathleen Kennedy, because Gina Carano had to find out about it on Twitter when the rest of us did. And she's a strong female character.
There used to be a saying, publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad. That saying does not apply anymore.
No, that's true.
Oh, Professor Bernie Specs, I'm sorry your head hurts. We got to talk like NPR now. He's got a headache.
A little ASMR in the morning.
Just kick back and relax, drinking a nice, hot, warm cup of coffee, and then you burn your tongue.
which is why an IPA in the morning is helpful. Actually, it's about,
for me.
I think I'm about 33 or 34 hours in. So, it's helping me remain that sort of NPR calm.
The only IPA I like is the oh shit, I just forgot the name of it. Piney the Younger.
Morning, everybody.
Hey, it's Tim.
Morning.
Tim Sylvester is too caffeinated.
Speaking of coffee.
Yeah.
He looks too caffeinated, man.
Suffering succotash. I actually went to Goose Island in Chicago, the original location. They have a little moat around their brewery, and I just fell in love with it.
There's a Goose Island in Chicago too. We got a Goose Island up here in La Crosse area, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Never heard of Goose Island.
I think it started in Chicago.
Well, our Goose Island is just a park.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nothing big about it. It's just a park.
No, this is
a good fishing spot too.
A brew pub that, I mean, they started out as, you know, a brew pub and you know, I live in Northeast Kansas between Topeka and Kansas City. So if we can get it here, it's not just a little brew pub, but all their taps had, you know, goose heads on them, which was endearing, I thought. And all of their beers are really good, and they don't have any crazy, you know, chocolate jalapeno type stuff. But their IPA is really good. I like IPAs as well, but I don't like the there's a ska based beer that I always forget the name of, that's like triple quadruple hops, and it's like, you know, I've got to pour almost all of a harp, you know, to a quarter or an eighth of this, whatever that ska beer is. I apologize, I don't remember the name of it. I never do. But it's really popular for some reason. Hop, maybe it's got hop in the name. I don't remember, but the Goose Island one is really smooth, and you know, after following along with Doomcock, man, that guy can drink. When I try and match him drink for drink, with bourbon, he did turn me on to bullet bourbon, which is the only liquor I've ever been able to drink neat. Although I usually drink it over a single ice cube. It's very smooth.
Yeah, I'm not that big of an alcohol drinker.
Well, coffee is a gateway drug.
I never was much of a drinker until this last year.
Yeah.
I think I've graduated to Smirnoff, Kansas Smirnoff Smash, Twisted Tea, Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah.
The occasional Crown Royal. My favorite right now is peach mixed with Crown Royal peach mixed with orange juice. I like that. That's
With
tasty.
toast,
Okay.
with butter toast.
Okay, we need to change the topic for just a minute. Okay, it's a lemons. No more free Adobe Suite. They finally cut my access. Okay, so what are we going to do now?
What is Adobe Suite?
The
What's
free
Adobe
Adobe Suite, not
Is
even
that
on
what
the
he-
Mac.
Is that what he uses for his art?
Oh, duh.
It's art.
Oh.
What platform was he getting free Adobe on?
Through his former employer, or I don't remember exactly what, but
Oh,
he got access. So yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. Anyhow, go back to talking about whatever because I'm not needed.
Well, Yitzi, you know that the
You're
Adobe
needed,
Lightroom is still
Captain.
free
It's
and
your
available on
stream.
the Apple Store. The Adobe Lightroom, that's still free.
and still useless.
Yeah, but hey,
Tim, I love Fallout, so I really dig your Jesus Vault Boy.
that's Buddy Christ.
How do you get your I'm trying to remember the character's name.
You mean Groot behind me there?
Groot. Yeah. How do you get Groot to move? Is that just like a GIF?
Yeah, it's just a GIF. I've been tinkering with OBS.
It's pronounced GIF.
GIF, whatever.
GIF. Yeah. Sorry.
Jif Peanut Butter came out with this thing a while ago. It's like Jif is GIF. Jif Peanut Butter. GIF is GIF. GIF. It's not Jif like peanut butter. It's GIF.
Yeah.
Graphic. Not graphic. It's
A
graphic.
hard G.
Yes. It's
GIF.
graphic.
GIF.
GIF.
I've always said GIF. That's my
It's
bad.
GIF
Well,
like graphic.
You got to understand, I live in Wisconsin, where we pronounce everything wrong up here.
Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Even the Polish and the Norwegians up here, which are predominant in this region,
Mhm.
they pronounce their own stuff wrong too. So it's okay. I don't care. And I can say that because I'm part Norwegian and Polish myself. So.
I was trying to remember the name for the fish that you put in the ground for 6 months and then dig it up and eat it, and it's pickled and it's Norwegian and Swedish.
Oh yes. Oh shit.
But I couldn't remember it to
disgusting.
save my life.
Yeah, they're disgusting. I've had one before.
Yeah.
It's like vomit. It's
But
a delicacy, like vinegar.
Just can't remember the word. It's one of those words that
It's not lutefisk, is it?
lutefisk. That's
It
it.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Lutefisk.
I didn't know you did that with it, but
Yeah.
when I worked
Yeah.
at Walmart, we sold. I like to call them mortar bricks of it because they were in the frozen department. You couldn't tell what the hell it is. It was this seal wrap package of kind of a translucent, like it looked like fish guts in there. I mean, you couldn't tell it was a fish. It was just a solid slab of seal packed something.
I think it's pickled
lutefisk, and I'm like, oh.
before they bury it. I think they pickle it and then they bury it.
Yeah, that's how you get the vinegary taste to it.
Maybe up to a year. and I have a friend who's Swedish, and he has his grandmother's recipe and swears by it. And I'm a vegan, but either way, it just sounds disgusting.
It is.
Yeah, it doesn't look appetizing in any way, shape, or form. It's like, oh man.
Has Prodigy aired yet? Does anyone know or care?
What is Prodigy?
Star Trek Prodigy on Nickelodeon.
I have no idea.
I
haven't
think
watched
it was
Nickelodeon.
The Anson Mount
since my
show?
daughter-
No,
It's not. It's not. No, Ensign Mount show is Strange New Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prodigy is the kids show, and it's not going to air on Nickelodeon first. Now it's going to air on Paramount Plus first, and later go to Nickelodeon. But
Are
we're
they gonna?
still weeks or months away.
Oh, okay. I thought I had heard on Robert Meyer Burnett's show that it had begun, and that it was going to show on Nickelodeon and then on Paramount Plus. Like the rerun would be like later in the week or something like that.
Well, Pluto TV has a Paramount Plus channel. They've been showing Discovery, Coyote, all this stuff on Paramount Plus. They have for free.
I heard that Picard was on Pluto TV.
Yes, it was the other day.
Which is, another sign of desperation as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Not enough people bought into it, so now we got to shove it everywhere else.
when they put it on CBS proper, which is what they should have done in the first goddamn place.
The pilot episode on CBS.
I have no idea how they, cleared it for broadcast, because it's got F-bombs all over it.
Yeah.
Which is not Star Trek. It's not family viewing.
Yeah, the only swearing in Star Trek is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, with all those colorful metaphors.
Well,
It's the only swearing you have.
Well,
And-
Data
and-
saying shit.
Well, that's the generation that came after that, but still.
yeah.
Sorry, for
But,
First Contact? Yeah, First Contact says, oh shit, when you go down, yeah.
I kept it truck.
I'm sorry, but oh shit is not the same thing as
As
This is
F-bombs.
fucking awesome. Yeah,
Well,
I know.
no, but
yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
It's like they didn't do it excessively. They
Also-
did it as a humorous quip. Just
they
like
did it humorous. And but let me
Yeah.
ask this: if you were going to crash, what would you do?
Oh
Well,
shit!
first you say it, then you do it, dude.
I mean, oh shit is going to be the first reaction out of your mouth. If not, well, instant Ricky would be oh fuck. But
To quote one of my favorite comedians of all time, even though he's now in jail, you see a truck, that truck is going to hit you. Now, whether you hit that truck or not, you're going to have an accident, because first you say it, then you do it.
Right.
You're right, Carlo. Picard did swear in French a lot. Do it.
Who would this comedian be?
Bill Cosby.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
and let's see. Here.
I used to love Bill Cosby. And
Oh, yeah.
I think my heart was broken, and I'm still in denial over the fact that he is that bad,
Yeah,
But
the
it
whole
is what it
roofies
is.
and everything. That's
Yeah.
doesn't really seem like his style, especially when he was the guy that told Eddie Murphy, at least at the beginning of your career, you better settle down and kind of be a little more mainstream, which Eddie Murphy said was his advice.
And here's the other thing is like he was the Jello guy.
Yeah.
He was doing
Pudding
kid
Pops.
shows,
Yep. Fat
I'm just
Albert.
like, Fat Albert,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, why? How? What? Really? he had a wife and what, 3 kids, 4 kids?
And
One died. You
does
know,
weird things to people.
I mean,
You know,
I-
I mean,
I
he
just-
was America's dad, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
yeah,
So the Cosby Show and whatever the spinoff was, or the next one, you know,
Yeah.
if you
Was
have
there a
one
spinoff?
TV show that
Yeah,
does
Different World.
oh, okay.
a different
called-
world,
Isn't that a spinoff from the Cosby? Different World.
yeah,
Lisa Bonet?
yeah, but he had another show after the Cosby Show, which might have just been called Cosby, I guess.
I thought it was like I thought his show got renamed a couple times because it was like the Huxtables and then the the Cosby Show. I thought it went through transitions. You know,
Mm-mm.
I think they were just different
There-
shows.
There
Were
was
they?
there was a Cosby Show that was totally different than the Cosby Show. Yes,
Yeah, and when you have
okay.
when you
and
have
there was
more than
the
one
Bill
TV
Cosby
show,
that came before. So yeah,
when you have more than one TV show that goes for over 100 episodes, you know, you're doing pretty well. And there's,
yeah,
like I said, large amounts of money, large amounts of fame, do weird things to people,
yeah.
and for some reason, you know, as evidenced by 2019 and 2020, it seems like that's the direction people tend to go in, you know, with the guy who didn't kill himself and Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, and all this kind of thing. You know, it's I guess when you can do anything you want, you can get out of any traffic ticket by, you know, paying off the cop or the judge
Mexico.
or, you know, whatever. I guess the new thrill is either, you know, sexual abuse or pederasty, right?
You pay up the cops in Mexico when you get them arrested for a ticket for jaywalking. Looking for your ID, you find a $20 bill, go, oh, too familiar. Then you give them your ID.
Now what? Say again?
When you're getting stopped in Tijuana by a cop for jaywalking and you're the American tourist jaywalking and nobody else is jaywalking and nobody else getting caught, looking for your ID, panically, you find a $20 bill, you give it to the cop, oh, that's too familiar. Then you practically give them your ID.
Yeah.
You don't automatically give them $20, they'll arrest you right there on the spot.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
what
be
I've heard.
coy
I've
about
heard that the law, the justice in Tijuana is hard.
Yeah, if you look like an American tourist, you are going to get harassed. That's why you stop at the red light, stop at the stop sign.
Don't drive, take a cab.
Yeah.
But then again, you hear all the stories about, you know, seniors that go down there to get their prescriptions filled and things, and they don't seem to get harassed.
No, because they're known. They're seen a lot. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Bee's Nest that lives in Brownsville. It goes to Mexico almost every other day to get medication. And he's not harassed because they know him. They recognize him.
Right. Yeah. And I really, I really liked Gary's Crisis in Infinite Tijuanas. I thought that was really funny.
Don't think I've seen that one.
That was just kind of a running gag on his show because he had gotten in trouble, you know, as a young adult in Tijuana because he lived in I guess San Diego.
San Ysidro's the border town.
Yeah, and so you know, back when he was a punk rocker, the group that he hung with used to go down there and get into trouble, and when you get into trouble and end up in jail, you dry out and you stay there until, you know, somebody, you know, bails you out, and if nobody knows you're there, you stay there for a long time.
Yeah, and they don't feed you.
Right.
Yeah,
I think you have to pay for your meals, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for your meals. Otherwise, family or friends bring it in for you. Otherwise, you don't eat.
That's the Tijuana diet plan.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds great. I could use to lose some weight.
Yeah.
Stop eating at work.
that's you know,
Dude, I don't have
all
time to eat work.
all the border town issues, you know, it makes it easy to understand why people fly to Cancun and to all the resort areas on the Gulf side. And just, you know, bypass that entirely.
Mhm.
I have a question. Is there anyone on the panel that hasn't been to a Star Trek convention?
Me.
I
Which one?
have
Who?
not,
Exactly.
I've
Yeah,
been to a
me.
shitty one, but
technically.
not a real one.
Okay, technically, yeah, at a mall, strip mall one time, there's a Star Trek stuff, no actors or anything, just merchandise. Yeah, technically I've been to one, but not a real convention.
Oh, okay. I thought
actually,
you meant like a Trek day type of thing. But yeah, if there's not an actor or
I
anything.
gotta drop off, guys. Talk to you later.
Oh,
Good luck,
okay.
nerd.
Kapla.
So I have, but not like major ones. Okay, so like what I've been to, like in my local area, we had 2 Star Trek conventions, but they were small time. We live in a small area, so we had probably about 200 to 300 people. We had John Delancey visit us. We had the guy from the Journey to Eden episode from TOS. The guy the you know, hippies. The guy with the guy with the banjo or whatever he was
Mhm.
playing. He came to our convention, so I got to meet him. And so we had a decent convention in our area. But the biggest thing I probably been to is Gen Con when it used to be in Milwaukee.
Oh,
And
wow.
Gen Con is a massive gaming convention.
Yeah.
And back then, well, at least in 95 and 96, they had a lot of Star Trek actors there. So I got to meet Walter Koenig. I got to meet James Doohan. In fact, I got a signed card from James Doohan.
Yeah.
And it was actually just random. It wasn't even like I bumped into him in a miniature sales booth. I accidentally backed into him, and he was looking at like pewter miniatures just because he was fascinated by the stuff. And I just happened to be holding my promo pack from Decipher, and he turned around and was like, you know, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. How are you? That's great to meet you. And he's like, and he sees me holding the card, and he's like, I could sign that for you if you want. Are you sure?
Sure.
Like, normally, I'm like, yeah. Normally they're like, you know, their signatures cost some money, and he's just like, here. Like he pulls out a
Yeah,
pen.
no, he was such a gentleman,
Yeah.
such a
But
nice
you guys,
guy.
okay, I got an odd fun fact for you about James Doohan. One time this is a story I heard. One time he was at a Star Trek convention at a hotel, drunk off his ass, complaining to the hotel manager he couldn't get into his room with his card. He was using a supermarket discount card instead of his hotel room. He was that drunk.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also when Walter Koenig was there, he actually, I think he had the flu that year, so he was really sick, but he still showed up to his booth, and my friend got a signed picture with him. I didn't quite have the money to get the picture with him, so I just shook his hand and said hi. But the coolest thing, and I'm sorry, the coolest actor that I've ever interacted with from Star Trek, Garrett Wang.
He is cool.
Garrett Wang was so awesome. Okay, so like, I think this was my first year at Gen Con, I think it was 95. And I was
this
at
in Lake Geneva?
No, this was in Milwaukee.
So that's after Lake Geneva?
I don't know Lake Geneva.
Gen Con, like the Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. This Milwaukee.
It used to be in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Okay, I didn't know that. I only knew it was in Milwaukee.
Back in the 80s, you know.
Okay, yeah, I never went.
I'm ancient.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, I'm 45. You can't be that ancient.
I'm 50. I just turned 53.
You are old.
Okay, fair enough. You're older than me. No, I only knew about it when it was in Milwaukee. So, so we're sitting here, we're playing, we're trying out this Star Wars miniature game that a guy made out of micro machines, and his display was amazing. Where he had all of his ships stored in these little drawers on this home-built landscape of the Death Star. So the Death Star, he had a landscape of the Death Star, and it was like a cutaway. And on the cutaway, there's all the drawers for all of his ships. And we're like, oh my God, this is cool. So my friend and I were checking this out. And he's introducing us to his homebrewed game, and we're like all into this. We're like getting ready to play. I had 2 X-Wings and 2 A-Wings. My friend had 3 X-Wings, and then the other guys are playing the Empire. They had a string of TIE fighters, and we were doing pretty much a classic fight scene. They had their line of TIE fighters coming at us head on. We had our formations of X-Wings and A-Wings, and we were ready to go to town. And as we're starting, all of a sudden we hear this, oh my God, this is so cool. I turn around, it's Garrett Wang being escorted by guys wearing Klingon getups, and they were escorting him to go to a panel or go to.
Was he like in his uniform or?
No, he was just in regular clothes.
Yeah.
But he's just sitting here like, oh my God, this is amazing. And he's like looking around like going, oh my God.
Oh, because he's a geek himself.
He used to work at JPL, so he's a nerd.
10 minutes later, I don't know if he ditched his stage performance or what, but 10 minutes later, he comes running back to our booth. He's like, dude, I gotta try this. So I got to play Star Wars miniatures with Garrett Wang, with Harry fucking Kim, and I'm like, I was like, I'm like, the Rebel Alliance is ready for your help, sir. And my friend Rich on the other side of the table, his jaw is just, it's laying on the table. He's just like, and I'm sitting here, I'm just chatting with Garrett Wang, and it's like no big deal. It was great. It was so awesome.
Tim, I've heard that story from Garrett about his first convention. That was the one I heard from Garrett.
Did he talk about that?
He talked about his first convention. He was all nerded and geeked out. He was all excited.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I was the guy. I met him that probably when he had that freak out, because he was walking through just like, this is amazing, and I was like, oh, I might have the year wrong, but I might have the year wrong, but yeah.
I remember him talking about his very first con.
In the Kansas City area, they had what they called Trek Day. So they had like an all-day affair one day, and there were plenty of vendors and stuff like that. But usually there'd be at least one, actor, and we had Brent Spiner come, and he's just, if you've ever seen him in person, he's just the funniest thing going. And his Patrick Stewart impersonation is just spot on.
I heard Patrick hated that when he did that.
I think that might have been the case when they started out. I remember hearing Brent Spiner. You've all, again, everyone in the chat and everyone in the panel has probably seen this on YouTube, but there's a video where he starts going into Patrick's voice, and he called his wife and said, "I'm sorry, darling. They're making us shoot late, and I can't get out of it." And she says, "Brent."
Didn't he do it when Patrick Stewart was like right there too, though? Like in one?
No,
panel?
actually, all of the ones that I've seen have been when Patrick Stewart was not there, except for one time when Patrick Stewart was behind the curtain and came out and looked at him and kind of, one of those. Yeah. But I think that it was all in good fun after a while. I don't think that he really cared that much. Because, it was a huge fan favorite, Yeah. And of course, the first season of TNG in '87, Patrick Stewart, who was a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company and was a very serious actor, kind of had a stick up his ass, and everybody else was having a good time. And he was like, we're not here to have fun.
Yeah, he was very difficult to work with.
That's what everyone said. Yeah. And then thankfully the second season, he kind of loosened up a little bit.
I was going to say, you couldn't tell that from some of the outtakes of him making goofy faces.
Exactly. flubbing his lines and walking into the door and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
On TNG, I think they still had two guys that just pulled the doors, right? Just like in TOS.
I believe so.
Because I remember hearing that NASA came to Paramount and wanted to know, how do you get the doors to open? And they were like, we have a guy on each side that just, they do that. And they're like, oh. And of course, later, the electric eye, I'm sure made its way onto the set at some point. But
yeah, thank you, Star Trek, for the electric eye at grocery stores.
yeah.
I don't think so. I'm not on the set, not with those doors.
Probably not.
I don't think they ever. I think it was always two guys sliding them open.
I think you're right.
I think because they already had the sets built. I can't imagine them ever changing it just because reasons.
No, do you mean like down into Voyager and Enterprise and all that?
Yeah, because a lot of sets are just repurposed and refurbished. So I would
there's
think
also the
probably
fact that some of the shots are done in front of the door,
right,
where the doors remain closed. They don't want the doors open. If they had an electric eye, every time somebody
they'd be opening all the time. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're not only they're not only magic doors, but they know they're mind reading doors.
Yeah. Yeah,
facial recognition doors.
Yeah. They, I remember there were seasons of TNG, maybe the first couple of seasons, where they didn't use the comm badges to communicate, and then later they just hit them and would say, Captain, blah blah blah, and the call would get routed to whoever it was supposed to be to. I don't know if that was a command function or what.
I thought they did both, because I seem to remember comm badges in the very first episode. Because if you remember Riker on the alien creature, or even in the caverns of Farpoint, he taps his comm badge.
Oh, you know what? I think it was there were just some times when they forgot and they just said it out loud and they forgot to hit their comm badge. That must have been it.
They were. I do remember that too. Or they would use the comm panels instead or whatever.
When James Doohan came here to Lawrence, which is where the University of Kansas is, this was in 1986. It was, a one-day event, and I've never seen such a large line in my life, and I've never stood on such a long line in my life. It was around the student union building, and when you got in, it was just the most serpentine, longest line. And James Doohan must have signed 4,000 or 5,000 autographs in one day.
Damn.
And when I got to him, I had the photo that I don't have up here because I have it upstairs so that nothing will happen to it. And I also had a little tape recorder because I was friends with a guy that had he was a universal reactor. He was allergic to very much light, and so he, instead of writing, he would send me cassette tape letters, and we would I eventually installed stereo microphones. I worked at Radio Shack, and I had a really nice consumer grade dual tape recorder in the middle of the car back when you could get those. And so I asked Mr. Doohan if he would say hi to my friend Jay, and he said, "Well, that's a nice name, but it should be James."
I'll be right back. I need you to load, Jeff.
So that was just a surreal. That was my first Star Trek experience. Was dealing with this 4 or 5 hour line, and poor James Doohan. The signature on my photo of him is great. And I was, probably 3/4 of the way through the day. And later my brother and I went to a convention in Minneapolis. And the reason I wanted to go to that was because Mark Alamo was there, and he's like my favorite. And we got to see William Shatner came out, and then he went back through the curtain, and Leonard Nimoy came out, and then they both came out, and that was very entertaining. And then Robert Picardo was there, and Ethan Phillips was there, and Mark Alamo, obviously, and I got that's sad news about Yaphet Kotto. I didn't know he was in Live and Let Die. But anyway, we got autographs from those guys, and unfortunately Mark Alamo was only there for the first part of the first day, and we were late, so we showed up and he was doing a Shakespeare in the round with the audience, and so he had already selected his people to, he was sort of teaching the usefulness of being classically trained, in Shakespeare, and doing a little workshop with the audience, and that was really cool. But I didn't get his autograph. But we're going through the line with for Shatner and Nimoy, and Shatner's first, and you're not supposed to talk to him, but I said thanks for being here, and he just was signing away. And then Leonard Nimoy's right next to him, and I said thank you for being here, and he stopped and he looked up at me and he said thank you.
Shatner's a dick.
Went back down. Yeah. So happy birthday, Bill.
Shatner's a dick.
Yeah. He fulfills his responsibilities.
He blocked me on Twitter.
I think he blocked everybody on Twitter until
he blocks
pony up
everybody.
for his horse
I
charity.
am not going to pay for some charity, for a horse charity, to get unblocked on Twitter.
Yeah.
Fuck you, William Shatner.
It's not like he's going to talk to you anyway.
Just because you couldn't take a joke.
Actually,
the funny thing was, is I wasn't even joking. I was just being respectful, and I think what happened is I put 2 posts in concession, and I think they thought I was like spamming his account, so he just went whoop out.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
hair
wow,
trigger.
Okay. I felt a little shitty because had I known, this was about the whole Red Letter Media thing, and
kept him gone.
I was like, okay, app. Man.
So what's the whole Red Letter Media thing?
Oh, okay. So something happened on Twitter concerning Red Letter Media, where people were like asking Shatner, I'm like, why do you get on Red Letter Media and join their stuff? And he's like, no, I don't like them. And even though Red Letter Media they're really big William Shatner fans. They if you watch their Star Trek the Motion Picture, hold on a second. My character started talking while I'm talking, and that's kind of distracting. So if you watch their Star Trek Motion Picture review, you can tell the amount of respect they have for his acting chops, and he wouldn't give them more than 5 seconds. So he'd watch the beginning of their video. They're using their humor. They kind of give Patrick Stewart a little bit of shit, especially because of the. Well, actually, no. This was made a while ago, so Picard wasn't a thing yet.
Right.
So I think they were just like making a few jokes, and it offended the jokes. I guess offended Shatner. So he's like, "I'm not going to watch them. I'm not going to bother." And a lot of us, including myself, were like, "Sir, if you actually watch further in, they give you a stellar review of your performances and how commanding you are." And if I had known that somebody else made the same post I did, I wouldn't have done it. But apparently, I made a post and I made a second post, and then boop, I got blocked, and I'm like, wow. And I love William Shatner on Twitter. Watching him tweet is probably
it's a joy.
I don't know what he's
delight.
tweeting. I can't
He's
tell what
really
he's tweeting.
funny.
Oh,
And,
he is hilarious. He's the
it's
jabs
either-
he makes at Mark Hamill, the back and forth they have is. I wonder if they like hang out once in a while, because
I don't know if at this point it's still William Shatner or if it's his daughter or what, because he really seems to be on top of it for a 91-year-old.
Yeah, I know. And he doesn't look it either. He still looks young, moving around, doing things.
Well, yeah, my dad was an Olympic athlete, founded the local track club, has been an athlete his whole life. He's the same age as William Shatner, and he's been in a hospital bed in his apartment for at least a year. And it may just be a matter of lifestyle, or that Shatner's kept moving around, and I don't know, but I'm starting to wonder whether he's actually the one in control of his Twitter account, because his snappy comebacks are snappy and they are fast.
Yeah, they are. He's on top of it. He really is. If it is him, I mean, I don't know. It could be his daughter. You never know.
It could be Joel Gretsch, his son-in-law.
Yeah, he says he pays someone to write his tweets.
But
I don't trust that.
The thing about him blocking people is pretty well known.
Yeah.
He hasn't blocked me, but I haven't done anything other than praise him and make small replies that are mostly in praise of what he's tweeted.
One bad joke and I get blocked. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media is a weird thing.
Yeah, it is. The biggest bane of humanity, man.
In a lot of ways, the biggest boon and the biggest bane.
Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
the Arab Spring wouldn't have happened without it. Then again, neither would the attack on the Capitol.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of other factors to that, but we won't get into that nonsense.
Yeah.
This is Captain Trek's house here.
Yeah, where is the captain?
I think he went out to lunch. He probably dropped his internet. Probably went. There
he is.
Oh, okay.
He's hanging out. He's lurking on his own
the
channel.
The captain is on the bridge.
That's right. Captain on the bridge.
I can't whistle. Yeah, okay, Captain goes back up and we're all quiet.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the leader to speak.
Got leader my ass.
You mean they need a new name input, please, guy?
As I have renamed it, it's like fuck this name. So yeah, need input on a new name because.
But it's the one we've all grown to know and love.
Trek, comma, actually, comma, Captain.
How about nothing to do with Trek?
The Captain.
Captain Brew.
Grande Machismo. Okay.
Okay. How about Captain Norton? From Emperor Norton, Captain Norton. Sorry, you never heard of Emperor
I'm not
Norton?
hearing anything. I'm not hearing it. It's kind of going in and out.
Check 1 2.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
We hear you.
No,
that's for sure.
Yeah, we hear you.
I don't hear any sheep.
For some reason, the Baby Groot animated GIF is freaking me out now. I don't know why. It's just
we could always change it. I've got other things.
no, it's fine. It's my problem, not your problem. It's a personal problem.
We can go back to coffee.
There you go.
All right, please stand by. You know, that's what I'm taking.
That's
the lead,
nice.
You know. Or I could
has it correctly. The
throw up
Captain.
the control room there.
I like anything that has anything to do with Fallout.
No, Professor, here's the problem. How do I say this?
Oh, how about
Discreetly.
Captain, my Captain?
See, there was a person who started calling me Captain. This person and I are no longer friends.
Ah.
Oh.
In fact, this person has made no secret. They absolutely hate me.
Does that take away the significance of your handle?
Well, let's put it this way. There had been people who were wanting me on their live streams before.
Mm-hmm.
And now, nothing. They'll even be doing a Trek theme thing. They'll have said, "Oh, hey, I'll have you on a panel sometime when I do something Trek."
Oh, I see.
And then nothing, and I go on the stream, and it's like, oh, yeah. Ooh.
Gotcha.
So you're actually looking for a whole new identity.
Yeah.
New avatar, new branding, all that good stuff.
So you
I won't be able to get a pizza avatar, but at least, I'm tired of it.
How about Gilgan's Captain?
Sounds like Captain itself is just out
completely.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, the sad thing is it took me forever just to find an online name for myself when I started playing games online, because I suck with names. It's it's like holy shit, all the good ones are taken. like everybody uses all the ones they want to use. And
hey, on DC Online
before that was Trek 95, and everybody seemed to think I was born in 1995 because it was. No,
you weren't.
That's why I changed mine. I was 2001, like my Twitter. That's why I changed mine to Who, as in Doctor Who. Yep. Like who? Like who? Yes, me.
Yeah. Who?
Me.
Who?
Me. Not you're not an owl. It's me. Gilligan?
Skipper! Skipper!
Yeah, the only thing I can think of are promotions, you know, Admiral this and that, and you're looking to go a whole different direction. And not knowing you that well personally, I don't know what your other interests are that might make an interesting or ironic or funny name.
I don't know anymore. I really don't. You know, it was funny, and this is another thing. You know, I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt. You know, there were times, one time in particular, I talked about wanting to just quit, and there were people that were like, "Oh, no, don't quit, don't quit. We'll support you." Blah 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 blah. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
half of these people never show up for anything. They'll be on a show before mine. They'll be on a show after mine. Do they even bother coming onto my live stream? Fuck no.
I'm sorry, I was reading Yetzi's comment.
And so it's like, you know what? I'm tired of bullshit. I really am. You know.
I have one for you. The Little Lebowski.
And yes, I do have 350 subscribers for some god unknown reason.
You're not the big Lebowski. How about the Little Lebowski?
So, okay, how about the name I quit? Okay, well, you know, if I do that, then
Are you sincerely just tired of being a YouTuber at this point?
no, I'm not. I'm tired of bullshit. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, hey, I'll have you on sometime," and kind of fucking me over. So,
I said that for the first time last week, and I meant it. You know, you're on the guest list for the next Cardinal Sin and Friends on Sunday. So, I mean, I'm sincere, but I can see how that would be a pain in the ass that everybody else isn't.
And I mean, there have been people that have been like, "Oh, you know," like I said, I don't know. Anyhow,
It's one of those deals where, you know, you don't know how much you're missed until you're gone. Right?
yeah. And I have people telling me even now behind the scenes, no, you know, because they're thinking I want to kill the show, and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. The show's staying. This show is staying. This channel is staying. The name of the channel is not.
Right. And it's not like you're going to have a subscriber meltdown because of it.
Oh, I will. There will be people that will leave.
Yeah, but you're not going to be risking 30,000 or 130,000 subs, you know.
Right.
I got one for you. I put it in a suggestion for you.
Hold on, let me see here. I had to really? There it is, finally. Oh my God.
There's nobody with the name YouTuber.
Let's see here.
There's nobody with the name YouTuber.
I guess you could.
Skull. Yeah,
I guess you could go by Anti-Trekker now, huh?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God!
Bird of Prey 6.
Hello world, I'm Bird of Prey 6.
So anyone watching
2021.
Anyone watching this video after it's over, go ahead, leave a comment on a name you'd like me to change that is not Captain or Trek related. I don't care anymore.
I considered, because there are a jillion Cardinal Sin channels on YouTube, which I did not investigate before I started my channel, because I didn't really expect to become a content creator.
Right.
I've just always been Cardinal Sin since I joined the Church of the Subgenius back in the 80s. And I wrote down a list of potential, names to change to. And one of them that I liked the best was the Tomorrow Experiment. So if you like that, you can have that.
Why don't you just change your name to No Name? I am No Name. I have no name. I am No Name.
That
I
doesn't
am
really
nomad.
roll off the tongue.
Well, there's a DJ called No Name, so.
Well, you wouldn't want to get confused with him or her.
Him.
I came up with one just the other day because I have this. Clickety Christ.
Christ. Oh, okay.
So I came up with that one because of this avatar. Wait, not that avatar. Come on. How the hell did I switch that? Okay, there you go. There you go.
Now, if you could work TIP in there somewhere, that would be perfect. Infinity tip jar. That would be awesome.
I get her. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
I'll think of something funny. I'll think.
He says, "Say you would do this time."
Strange concept for me. I'll think.
Now I got to get a Jar Jar action figure and find an infinity glove that'll fit its hand. Hell yeah! I am on board with that.
Yeah.
Just take a Beast Wars glove and put it on the little Jar Jar hand. And paint it yourself.
Beast Wars glove.
Oh, sorry, not Beast Wars. What the hell is it? Lego glove. Just put a little Lego glove on it. Sorry, I don't know why I said Beast Wars.
Lego glove.
Yeah, you know those little claw hands the Lego people have. Put one of those, glue it on his hand, and just.
Oh, those are tiny, dude. I'd like to have the actual glove. Like, there's got to be some kind of action figure where you can stick the glove on his hand or something.
Yeah.
They had to have made
Odyssey
like
has a good one. Just call yourself Morning Brew. Or the tip counts.
He's not a Moyer.
Huh?
Circumcision, tip counts, Moyer.
You will now be known as the Brew. The Brewmaster.
Hey, that's a good one.
That's not bad.
I'll give it some thought.
It does have a more of a beer connotation than a coffee connotation.
That's true. And I'm not exactly a beer drinker.
A brewmaster is
A beer.
actually someone that is in charge of
But it goes to the show.
the huge vats of beer. I had a friend that was a brewmaster at a local brew pub, and he didn't look before he put in the cleaning solution to see that it was empty, and he spoiled I don't know how many gallons of beer that was thousands and thousands of dollars worth of product. So he got fired.
Wow.
Brewmaster no more.
Yeah. We got a brewery here in La Crosse, and they were originally Heilemans, and then Heilemans left and went out of business, I think, and the city bought it. Now it's called City Brewery, and they keep a lot of this stuff alive. Oh,
is that the City Brewing Company?
I thought you said Hellman's, like Menace. He's like, what?
No, Heilemans.
Heilemans, yeah.
Oh.
I believe it is a City Brewing Company. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen their stuff in local stores. I've never had any, but do you recommend it?
I don't drink beer very often. I'm not really a big beer guy. I kind of listed all this that I normally drink if I do drink. So I don't know. I mean, my stepdad gets it once in a while.
Your audio cut out there. You said that when you do drink, you drink what?
I kind of listed what I drank beforehand.
Oh,
earlier. Yeah, I'm not a big beer guy.
Yeah, actually, in my old age, I'm not either. This is the first beer purchase that I've made in a long time. I think it has to do with the change in the weather that we've had locally. I've been kind of a Irish whiskey or bourbon guy, especially like I said, since trying to keep up with Doomcock. Boy, that's just a bad idea. But when it started to warm up a little bit, it didn't seem like a bad idea to have some cold brews in the fridge. And if I do drink beer, it's always IPA, But yeah, the brewmaster would certainly have an alcohol connotation, I would think.
Yeah, if your name was Joe, I'd call it a cup of Joe.
That's not bad. It's probably taken, but so is Cardinal Sin. There are like 70 jillion bands called Cardinal Sin.
I'm the only Elihu Who on YouTube.
I've had this handle for so long. I actually received email intended for the Catholic cardinal from the Philippines, whose name is actually Cardinal Sin, or was actually Cardinal Sin. And somebody emailed and said, "Are you the Cardinal Sin?" And I said, "No, I'm just a Cardinal Sin."
Professor, he wants to get away from Captain and/or Trek.
And both. It sounds like.
And Yetzi says there's even a Yetzi Lemons is taken. Tim, you need a new mouse.
It's a.
Yeah, I can't help that. Says actually a new mouse.
Are you actually gaming while you're on?
Yeah,
he does that.
Oh wow, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, him and Burger Party 5 does that.
It's a virtual camera on OBS.
My setup is so primitive. I just I mostly interview people and don't really drop a lot of videos unless they're unboxing videos. So I tried to learn OBS, and it was recommended that I not mess with it, even because it looks easy. The people that make it look easy make it look easy, and I've been told that it's not, and a lot of people screw up, and it looks wrong, and it's pretty easy to screw it up if you don't know what you're doing.
I should have done an unboxing video for my telescope.
I don't know. I've been tinkering with it. This is my third day with it, and I've already done all this just by.
Yeah, you seem to be doing just fine.
Yeah, I mean, all I did was originally all I wanted to do was a virtual camera, and then I started watching if you hang out with LDG Pickles, also known as Geeks Enjoy Erotica, he could show you a lot of different tricks of the trade. And I was just watching him help Enzo, who has his channel is Bigger for Entertainment. And Enzo, I'm sorry. God, pronunciations, man. God.
Pronunciation.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just kind of watched what they were doing, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to tinker with it a little bit. And yeah, it literally is as simple as, Captain, can you blow me up the full screen? Well,
he's away from the computer right now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I can turn this off. I didn't want to do the challenge again, anyways. What the hell?
For a
I
second, I thought you were
remember-
playing Final Fantasy.
I remember Gary talking about running StreamYard through OBS, and I had no idea what that meant.
I don't use OBS, so I have no idea.
I don't know what
I
they
couldn't
exactly
use
mean by that.
OBS.
I have no need to use OBS.
But I guess like for the Inquisition and stuff, when they have the chat going through, you know,
Oh yeah, that's
that's an OBS
probably
bump.
what they do.
47
Was that-
Yorktown. Let me reemphasize what current Captain Trek said. He's trying to get a new name and not use the word captain, military style, and/or Trek.
Correct.
So
No.
Admiral Wars would be out of the question.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you a fan of other than Star Trek?
Star Trek, Star Wars.
I don't know if he's back on the computer yet.
I don't know.
Just genre fiction and stuff in general?
Yeah. It's funny. I keep forgetting you're in Kansas. That's a funny thing. You're one of the few people I know online, other than Chris Knight, that I could. Granted, we haven't even talked about it. We don't know each other well, but you're actually one of the few people I could if situation happened, actually meet. You and Chris Knight would be the only ones. Everyone else is so fucking far away.
Oh, me?
You
Yeah,
know.
I'm not that far away, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Only,
really
what,
far
800
away from me.
I'm only, 800 miles from you, dude?
I've driven from here in northeastern Kansas to California and back,
But you're northeast.
taking the northern route. Yeah.
My sister used to live in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's not far. And that was like a 3-day deal. And I've heard people talk about driving across West Texas.
Oh, fuck.
Like it takes longer
16
to
hours
drive
16 hours to drive across the entire state.
there than it does to drive from here to California.
Yeah, 16 hours. Oh, I hated it.
Yeah, it's 8 to 10 hours to get to Colorado from here.
Captain,
It's
blow
4.5
me
hours
up the
Reno.
full screen for a second.
Okay.
And I can show Cardinal what I did here.
Yeah, your Infinity thing.
So this is this is something I just kind of pulled together. I had a background screen sitting in my files, image files. So what it is here is you've got different scenes you can set up, and each scene can have its own little thing. So like these last two, I only have like one source set up. So like this is just an image. This is a desktop image that I just put into this scene. This scene is just a GIF, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a GIF. It's a GIF.
I don't ever remember seeing him smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah, that was in this.
Oh,
I remember that. So what I did here is when I put it up, I set it to loop, and then when you scroll down, there's also a speed setting. I have it at 200%.
Oh, I see.
So it's really fast. But you can drop it down. Now that's normal speed, which doesn't look too much different. I just wanted him to be super hyper.
Yeah.
Now Groot, this one is a little bit tougher because this takes the same type of GIFs, but as you can see, I've got two.
Right.
Yeah, you mirrored it.
Yeah. You can see where my cursor is, right?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I don't have a camera sitting. Okay, so where you see the two Groots, these are separate images.
Right.
Okay, you see how I'm doing that? So what I did was with the second one, it gives you the option to flip it. So I can actually go in and right click on what I have. It's called Media Source 4. I can go into transform, kind of like Photoshop has a transform function.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like it. To me, this is a lot like old school Photoshop.
Oh, I
So
see.
I can go in here and I can do rotate 180 degrees. I can come on. OBS, my computer's a little slow, so it tends to lag on me because of all the GIFs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I what I did is I went into transform and I flipped it horizontally so I could basically put them together. That's why it looks like this little triangular wall there that comes together.
Yeah.
They look very symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to go for something like that. So so they actually kind of flowed together a little bit.
Sorry, I wanted to address what Everett Sandra asked the question. Everett, if you go to NASA's website, Sausalito, California is listed as Starfleet headquarters.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. So now this one, you can see my mouse because this is the one that actually has the image overlay. So I've got display capture. Now display capture basically it selects one of my screens to actually put on OBS. That's why you can see. That's why you got the tunnel effect there because it's looking at my screen and then it's showing my screen on the OBS screen, and then you're just seeing the mirror effect going through. That's why it kind of looks obnoxious. So I could go.
Gotcha.
Wait, close that. I wanted to
bloom.
Tunnel effect. Tunnel
Well,
effect.
it looks like you're in control of it enough that after 3 days you seem to be able to.
Oh yeah, dude! It took like seconds. I just this here, the sources tab here. This is a lot like layering in Photoshop.
Right.
So whatever's on top is what's going to be showing over everything else. So like in this, I have my image 2, I believe that's the background screen. Yep, that's the background screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's on the bottom of my thing here. And then I added the second image is my avatar, my Buddy Christ avatar, which isn't really mine. I borrowed it from somebody else, but you know, it just fits.
Could his name be Kevin Smith?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they did it with Fallout. Then that's the screen. That's the display screen, and I have that right smack center.
Oh, that's the OBS screen.
Yeah, that's the OBS screen.
I see.
They call it the display source, display capture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's capturing whatever's on one of my screens. In this case, it's my main monitor that I play games on. And then I added some other GIF videos that I have. So I put I've got this here. This is an old logo that one of my freelancer clans had.
It looks a little like Battlestar Galactica.
Yep, we were big Battlestar Galactica fans. So
yeah,
they made their own version of the Battlestar Galactica icon and put their NBS logo on it, which stands for
it's really
no bullshitting.
Nice, sort of glittering post-production effecty.
Yeah,
sort of looking.
It's pretty spiffy. I've kept the file for quite a few years. Just had it float around there. So I stuck that down there. Then I've got this one, which is now these other 3 images are from a anime series called Macross. I'll put that on top.
Yeah, I noticed you had some anime going.
Yeah, I love Macross, and this is from Macross Frontier. This is the Frontier battleship firing its main cannon at a bunch of Varjra or whatever the hell they call them.
So I have a question for
insects. Space insects.
Anybody that is into anime, I always ask, what do you think about Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, the TV show?
I was never into Ghost in the Shell.
It was good. I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but from what I've seen of it, it's good. It's a good show. I love the movie. The
just
movie
as a television series, I thought it was one of the coolest TV shows I'd ever seen, anime or not. Yeah, the movies are really cool. I'm not really an anime guy, although I mean I loved Akira. You know, there are certain ones that, when they come across, you kind of get hooked. But for some reason, I'm really into Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, and most people that are into anime aren't, as far as I
don't
can
see
tell.
why. I don't see why. I mean,
I
that's
don't
nothing
either.
I've ever heard, but I always hear people recommend it.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
It might be. It might be your circle of people. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
If
I
I
mean,
had a circle of
they're all out
people,
there, you know.
then that would be something I would ask them.
But yeah, I like a lot of different anime. I've watched. I have a site that I go to where I can watch pretty much most anime for free. It's called 9anime.com.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, there are ads, and sometimes there's questionable ads.
I tried
but
Bleach. I tried Dead Leaves. I tried. I haven't seen Spaceship Yamato or Yamato. I did like the Godzilla one. Is that Shin Godzilla?
Don't know the Godzilla one. I recognize most of the other ones you just.
It's
like
like
Bleach is tough because Bleach
they
is so
they
many
return
episodes.
to Earth, and Godzilla has sort of taken over the planet, and they've they have one last chance to take the planet back from not necessarily Godzilla, but the Godzillas. I guess there are more than one, and I really enjoyed that. That was kind of cool. But I mean, I've been a Godzilla junkie since I was 5.
Yeah.
But the animation itself, was really top notch, and it was on Netflix, so it was easy for me to stumble across it.
Huh. I don't recall that.
When I initially stumbled across it, I was like, "Oh, cool! There's a Godzilla thing I haven't seen." And then it's anime kicked in, and I decided to watch it anyway, and I really enjoyed it. I completely it suspended my disbelief completely that it was even anime. It was just characters, good storytelling, etc. It was good Godzilla.
I always tell somebody whenever I hear the it's anime thing, I say don't knock anime. I mean, it's cartoons, sure, but the Japanese cartoons versus Americanized cartoons are a completely different bird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
80% of Japanese residents read comic books on the train.
Yeah,
You do have to keep in mind there is some bad anime.
Oh, there
is some bad anime.
Absolutely.
And I think, unfortunately, everything gets lumped in together.
Yeah, there's an anime section at the store or the library or whatever.
And it's all lumped together, and it's like, wait a minute, this isn't the same thing.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff. There's some bad stuff. And I hope somebody continues this because I really need to get going. So, unfortunately, my doctor will not wait. So I went over by the time I was going to. I hope
closing down,
discussion continues elsewhere. Yeah, I'm going to have to close down. I do want to thank everyone who's been in the chat and everyone who's been on the panel. I don't know what time Bert's going live today, so just look for notification. I don't know if I'm coming back or not after the doctor's appointment. Like I said, depends on how it goes. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming, and have a great day.
I'll drop my
that morning, whatever time of day it is,
my channel link into the
public
stream
chat,
there
please.
again.
Yes.
But
I'll sub to it.
Thanks for having me on. It was a blast, and you only went over 3 hours, so
It was a pleasure to have you on, and I only went over 5 minutes.